Morning, everybody. It's a cold one. It's a balmy 1 degree outside. That's in Fahrenheit. So quite cold. So we're in the garage. It's been a good thing because I've been doing a lot of metal work, which I can do in the cold in the garage. A lot of the work on, painting and stuff like that I can't do in the garage. So at any rate, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're getting on about. So first things first, I got my welder out. We've gone ahead and put the dash in. So I've mocked up some stuff and bolted it in. I'm going to reassure all of these structures because I've done some cutting out. So I have to do a bunch of reinforcement and triangulation, just to make sure the whole structure is nice and sturdy. I figured out where my wiggly doors were coming from, and it wasn't actually this area, it was the door itself, so we'll be fixing that as well. One of the cool things is that since Lamborghini uses Audi parts, they use this Audi steering column, and it bolted right in to the OEM dash structure. This is all made out of aluminum. So I picked that up on eBay. I got it from Exotic Auto Recycling. They made me a great deal. They're people you can work with, so please check them out. Their presence is mostly on eBay. I'll put a link to their store that's on eBay for you guys in the description. One of the other consequences is we've had to move the master cylinders out of the way. There just wasn't enough room underneath in the dash area. That has brought up a bit of a conundrum, which is the pedals are down here, right there, and I have to get linkage that goes to here. Now, one of the things I can do, which will actually give me some mechanical advantage, is I can make a kind of a triangle like we do here on the cantilevered suspension. And that will give me some mechanical advantage if I put the pivot point down here. And so that way we can have really nice brakes and a really good clutch. So I'm going to give that a go. So I get to do some physics, which I'm relatively good at. And we'll see how that works. So I'm hoping it does. The other good thing that has happened is I've gotten a lot more clearance over the front coilovers. Earlier, the master cylinder was actually quite close to it, making me a little bit nervous. So, and then I have to go through and fit in the AC unit, which is sitting over there. I have to find a place for it where it was, which was right in here somewhere. So, and then we have to do more triangulation of this piece or this structure right here so that we can get the strength. So we'll pull some bars off of here, go down to that bar down there, and consequently on the other side. That way we'll be well protected from anything that happens in the front end. So all of the tubing that I'm using is 1 inch for just, kind of the crumple zone, I guess you would call it. And then most of the cage around the occupants is 2x3 and 2x4 inch steel. So, and then we have this aluminum dash that has been bolted and into this system. So I've made some tabs so that it can bolt into that front end system. So it should be pretty safe. Anyway, we still have a lot of tacks up front and things that we've cut out. And so I have to go back through all of this stuff and fix it up and re-weld some things, take some things out, so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, so we did a little work with the pedals, but I think I'm going to have to figure something else out. Geometry's not quite working the way I want it to. I'm going to be picky about this because it's so important for those pedals to feel right, and especially the brake one, right? You don't want to skimp on that. We got the AC unit in, so it's just kind of tacked in for now. We're going to get it situated nice and square. It makes more room again for the suspension, so just like we did over here, so that's a good thing. A little bit more room underneath the dash compared to the one I had fabricated, so all good news. So one of the other things we've been working on is this console. So we've got a new console here. I've kind of drawn it up in SolidWorks. Obviously this is more OEM. I've got some things to fix on it, but it looks pretty close. We're not going to have this little switch down here, so that's where the shifter will be. But I've got some measurements to make sure it's going to fit in the car where the old console was, and then we'll go ahead and we'll 3D print that up. And if you're thinking about why is there only half of it, well, that's the beauty of 3D printing. I only have to do half, because then all I do is do a mirror, and I've got the other half. So, and I can do that in my slicer. The other nice thing about this is how I chop things up. So you can see I've made a grid here, and what I do is I go and I do a extruded cut, which you can see is up here. And when you do that, you extrude, cut, and then you do a opposite or opposite side cut, and it gives you that little piece, and then you go up and you do a save as down here, and then you save it as an STL. So, and that's right there. And then that'll allow you to port it into your favorite slicer and then go ahead and print it. So we print it in those sections, and then we glue them all together, and then we'll either skin them in carbon fiber or we just body work it and paint it. So that's kind of how we do most of the panels on the car and the other things that we're printing up. Whew, well, I think I'm done freezing my tuchus off here. So that's our little update for this week. Again, I've got a lot of welding to do, a lot of grinding and so on and so forth. So we'll get that done, and then next week I'll show you basically, hopefully, the finished part of that, because I hope to get to that every day this week. Anyway, as long as I can stand this frigid weather. So anyway, if you live in Colorado or other places where it's snowing, stay warm, and we'll see you next time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.